Hello there, Pokemon Land. Welcome to our channel. My name's Dorian.
My name is Ian.
And we're here to talk to you a little bit about Pokemon today. We are waiting for the highly anticipated Pokemon Sun and Moon, the 7th generation of Pokemon, and we got a lot to talk about, don't we?
So do you know what starter you're picking?
I always have a problem picking what starter that I'm going to have because, well, I always have a problem. That's literally my thing.
He's still on X and Y 3 years later. It took him 2.5 years to pick a starter.
I wish that he was lying, but he's not. I'm only, as of right now in this video, I only just got finished beating Clement. I'm leaning towards Poplio. I want to pick Litten, but I really don't want Hulk Hogan as my final form of Pokemon, so I'm really going to have to, I might have to bite the bullet.
Now the reason I'm picking Rowlet, first off, is because I've been waiting for a grass-type bird Pokemon for a starter for a long time. Having Piplup, Torchic, and now Rowlet to go on with the starters, having 3 bird Pokemon. Awesome!
Alright, so Generation 1 of Pokemon, as everybody knows, was the very first generation. It's iconic. There's no way you could know about Pokemon and not know about these 151 originals, because this is where most of us started off from the very beginning. People who don't even play Pokemon anymore know who these Pokemon are.
Some of the key features Gen 2 offered was breeding. So now you could mass produce those starters that you got in. You didn't have to worry about resetting your game and getting all the starters. It also added the day and night cycle. You can capture different Pokemon at different times or evolve them at different times.
Generation 3 of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, we got a few new features, namely the secret bases. You could run around with your friends and kind of have these little, almost like parties where you go treasure hunting and things, and it was just something that you could do to pass by time that was Pokemon that didn't have anything necessarily doing with battling. Actually, you'll see a lot of that in Generation 3. We also got Pokemon contests for the first time. One of my favorite features of Generation 3, Pokeblocks, alright? And they were basically these little taffies that you would feed your Pokemon that would boost their stats. I guess I had fun making Poke smoothies with my friends.
Generation 4 didn't have a lot of new features, but it was the first one on the DS, which was the now wireless capabilities, which was huge for Pokemon. So you didn't have to have a link cable anymore to trade your Pokemon or battle people.
Alright, so Generation 5 of Pokemon Black and White, and the thing about Pokemon Black and White that made it unique in the Pokemon franchise is it was the very first time that Nintendo decided to bring over 100 more entirely new Pokemon. You didn't see many of the Pokemon that you've known and loved over the years. They tried a few new designs, some loved, some not so much. So it was kind of a polarized, let's call it a polarizing addition to the Pokemon franchise. I feel as though, in terms of the story, it was the first time that Nintendo really took that next big step into what the plot line of Pokemon can truly become. It wasn't just about battling Pokemon. It was about settling an old grudge that affected the entire world. And I thought that was very poignant.
In the 6th generation, we got, of course, the 3D models. A lot of people were loving that to allow you to customize your Pokemon trainer. Now, it wasn't the biggest customization, but it was customization. Changing clothes, changing hats, changing haircuts.
Skin color.
Yeah. You know.
I got to be black. I got to be black.
So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the 7th generation. This is the biggest change we've seen since Pokemon Red and Blue.
That's true.
Let's start off with the trial captains. Basically the gym leaders of this region. Now, of course, this is going to be different than any gym leader. It's something similar, if anybody watches the anime, to the Orange Islands, where you have tasks that you need to do in order to compete for what we may assume is a badge. We don't know.
Walking over hot coals to get a piece of candy.
Yeah, it might happen. You never know. But with that being said, that's something that we've never seen. Another thing we haven't seen is a non-Pokemon League.
Yeah, that's something that I feel as though is really important. That's a really risky and bold step for Nintendo to take. Just considering the Pokemon League, it's something that's established in Pokemon as a franchise. If you can't expect anything else, you can always expect for there to be a victory road and a plateau for you to reach for you to fight the Elite Four. Doesn't matter what region it is, doesn't matter what version it is, doesn't matter what Pokemon you have or the characters that are in the game. There's always an Elite Four. So this is the first time that we've pretty much been told flat out that there is no Elite Four. So the question is, what kind of direction are they going to go with that? What could they possibly do if we're not going to get the Elite Four? I think that in Pokemon Sun and Moon, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is Team Skull. I do realize that there's always some type of a crime team. This is more like a gang this time around. We've already seen Team Rocket, which was pretty much like a gang, where the other ones were more like organizations. But Team Skull just kind of seemed like riffraff. I really like their design. I think I think their attitude's pretty cool. A little cheesy, but we're talking about a bunch of people from Japan trying to understand gang mentality. So it's just like, regardless of any of that, it's still pretty interesting because they're kind of, in a way, I think they look pretty hip. Like, I'm not saying that they are going to be nice. I just said that they look stylish. Way more stylish than Team Flare, considering what they were actually supposed to be all about style. But it fits the flavor of the Alola region very well.
The Pelago Islands is really a cool feature to me because it kind of brings to the anime that it goes to a place like the Professor's Lab, but even cooler because you get to go to an island, they get to go hunt items, they get to level up, they get to meet new Pokemon. It's really cool feature that I think they're bringing into this that allows you to kind of even feel used that your Pokemon are still doing something even though you sent them away and you're not on your 6-team roster.
One of the features that I'm looking forward to in Pokemon Sun and Moon, the HM system. And I really love the fact that you won't have to worry about teaching an HM to a Pokemon and then letting them basically be your whore for the entire game, stuffing them in the box, only pulling them out when you need to get past an obstacle, or in, like, imagine how the Pokemon from Generation 1 felt when you taught them Flash just to get through Mount Moon. Just to get through that cave. And I just think that this is a decision that we have wanted for a long time. So I think that being able to erase any move is the way to go. Nintendo, just bravo on that decision. You the real MVP.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe or hit the like button down below with those thumbs.
Not these. These. Pokemon, go! I'm exhausted.